Hello, everybody. This is Brother Samuel with Spiritual Mystic Order. Master teacher is Prophet Anthony. I want to do this video on basically the black family or the so-called black family, but mainly the so-called black man and the titles that we have and the responsibilities we have in this day and time. In this day and time, we all, as a so-called black father, you have children, and the black family has been on an attack for centuries now. And we are all called to get our family back in order. That includes the black woman and the black man, so that the so-called black children can be guided to do what they need to do. You say, well, how do you figure they need to do something? Number one, we as a people have more to do to life than what we're doing right now. What are we doing right now? We are living a so-called American lifestyle. This lifestyle has been placed upon us through centuries of torture, dissimulation, lack of knowledge, biological warfare, economic warfare, spiritual warfare, which is the main attack against us. So since this is the main attack against us, which affects everything, from my experience with learning from a so-called black teacher or African American teacher who has gone through the same things I've been through in life and are going through in life, from economics, family issues, biological issues with the body and the mind, and living in America. Living in the USA, there has not been much that has changed over the last hundreds of years. Since the 1900s, I put it that way. There's not been much that has been changed. One day, I'm gonna give you an example, except the tables have turned somewhat on how we treat one another. One day I was walking in the store on the opposite side of town that I lived in, which is predominantly so-called African American. And I'm walking out of the store, and another brother's approaching me as he's going into the store, and he says, "What's up, nigga?" Now, that type of mentality, that type of salutation and greeting is improper. That is improper to meet a fellow human being. Not just a brother, but a fellow human being. Would you say, "What's up, cracker"? Would you say, "What's up, speck"? Would you say, "What's up, yellow belly"? Would you say, "What's up, African booty scratcher"? You wouldn't say that to them. And you don't know who I am. You don't know what I represent. You don't know what I know about myself. You don't know what knowledge I have of self. So you don't know who I am. So that could have been an altercation for me to defend my honor. So just that alone lets us know that we have traded places. Now, I know that we accept the word nigger or nigga as endearment. I know we accept that word as endearment. And we can switch around the meanings because, of slang. But once again, I am a fellow human being on this planet. You don't know who I know. You don't know what I know about myself. And because that is coming out of your mouth, I already know you coming from a low nature. Because you don't have any respect for yourself because you do not know yourself. Now, when it comes down to brothers who are fathers and the family is split apart, whether you married or you're not married, the children automatically go to the go to the mother. They don't go to the father. They automatically go to the mother. So since they go automatically to the mother, that means the father is not going to have his children. He's not going to be able to be around his children. Now, where he was in the home on one-on-one basis, now he's on the telephone. Now he has to have visitation rights. So during my experiences of going through this, I will tell you like this, black man. Get your spiritual self together. Get your spiritual self together. There have been many teachers who have come along and repeatedly told us to know thyself. If your spirituality is messed up, then your physical, your biological is going to be messed up. If your biological is messed up, your mental is going to be messed up. If your mental is going to be messed up, now your emotions are going to be messed up. If your emotions are messed up and unbalanced, when I say messed up, I mean unbalanced. If all of this is unbalanced, now your finance is unbalanced. If your financial is unbalanced, now your interaction with your environment is unbalanced. So it's important that you take this time while you're away from your children and your girlfriends and your fiancés and your baby mamas and your wives to work on yourself. This is a calling to work on yourself. In the process of working on yourself, do not try your best to not get more involved with other women. There is a saying that a woman should maintain her ladiness. She should maintain being a lady because a man can go out and lay with whoever he's going to lay with and be whoever he's going to be with, but that woman has to take care of those children. But I'm going to tell you like this. That is false. That is false. Man, if you're not with your wife, you're not with your children, you're not with the mother of your children, don't go out there and try to have some more kids. Don't go out there having sex. Don't go out here trying to get into another relationship. Give yourself a break. Give your soul a break. Now, I personally believe from my own experience, when your time is taken away from your family, your children, and if you got sons or daughters or whatever, when your time has come, that to me, that's a calling from God for you to work on self. Get to know yourself. Don't get involved with the blame game. Don't get involved with arguments. Don't get involved with pointing fingers. Leave that stuff alone. Work on your health. Get off the drugs. Get off the alcohol. Get knowledge of self. Leave the lies and deceptions alone. Turn off the TV. Don't go and find a thought. Don't go and find the fellas to hang out with. Get by yourself. Get your spiritual self together. Become a disciple, which means become disciplined. Balance your mind, balance your spirit, and balance your body. Basically reminds me of Kung Fu, martial arts. Balance that. Learn how to balance that. When you in control of yourself, nobody can control you. So-called black men, when you learn who you really are, and you learn how special you are to the kingdom, and what your job is to do on this planet, what our job is to do on this planet, and how we can save our people, we can save our wives, we can save our children. Once you learn that, once you learn who you truly are, and once you get your remembrance back, Prophet Anthony told us in the class, we lost our memory before we came into conception. You can go and Google this. Go and search for the angel of forgetfulness. This angel also has a name. But it's all about the journey to remember who you are. It also reminds you of the story of Osiris, when his brother Set chopped him into pieces and he had to be remembered. Set became the god of the underworld. There's more to us than just the things that we doing right now, everybody. But this is really to the fathers. This is really to the fathers, because when you are going through the rough, you're going through the rough for a reason. We call it the struggle. And the real struggle is between your lower self and your higher self. That's the real struggle. It ain't got nothing to do with anybody else. Because at some point, you need to turn yourself back over to God and let God take care of it. But God already taken care of it anyway. He just needs, he or she, mother, father, God, only needs your compliance. We comply to everything else. And because we don't comply, now we get shot in the streets. Sometimes we do comply and still get shot in the streets. So why not just go ahead and turn yourself over to God? Like they say, turn yourself in to the law. Turn yourself over to God. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you how to do that. Only thing I'm going to tell you this, God is within you. And I also will tell you that there's demons inside of you too. That's the struggle. But you got power over that, black man. Black woman, you got the power too. But this message is not really necessarily to the black woman. Black women need to talk to black women, and black men need to talk to black men. So-called black men and so-called black women. So we can direct our children, because these children are not all children. Our children shouldn't live the way we have to live, how we grew up. They shouldn't have to live the way we live. They shouldn't have to get themselves back together. But I'm going to also explain this that was also taught to me. We got sacred contracts. Those sacred contracts have to be fulfilled. When everybody is out here talking about Dr. Sebi and talking about all these people who passed away and how they was in the hands of the police and the hands of this and the hands of that, and they died of this and they died of that. And it goes for everybody, because there's a lot of people leaving this planet. People immediately in your family leaving this planet. And we want to find ways to blame it on somebody. No, they fulfilled a sacred contract. Their time is up. They did what they came to do. That person lives in your heart now. They live in your heart. They live in your memories. They left you something. They left a message. Now go and pick the message up and keep going. We got to do the same thing. That's what we have to do for our families. So this is not about the blame game. This is not about hating anybody. Hate will will direct you straight to the dark side, to be honest. And the dark side will use you. Now, if you know about the dark side, then you know you got an upper hand. But there's two sides to this coin. There's the light side, and then there's the dark side, and then there's the middle path. I just wanted to break this down real quick for everybody. It was on my heart to put it out, so I had to put it out. You know, once again, this brother Samuel with Spiritual Mystic Order. Master teacher is Prophet Anthony. Know thyself. Know thyself. It's still the same writing that was on the walls of Egypt. It's the same thing to this day. Know thyself. Out of a man's own heart, these words are proceeded out. It comes from out of your heart. People say everything that come out of their heart. And as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So if you're being violent, if you're being any of that, and even if you're being good, it comes from your heart. But your heart you can meet your heart. You can become one with your heart. And in the Moorish Science Temple, the question and answers given by Prophet Noble Drew Ali, it says, where can you meet Allah? You can meet Allah with me in your heart. The heart is also one of the most powerful energy centers or chakras. All right, everybody. One love, peace, take care of yourself, love yourself, and love one another.